The following stories were recorded as a part of the clubfradio.wave podcast. Some of them are a little better with visuals, so I'm going to go ahead and cut those stories up and upload them individually on YouTube. But if you'd rather just listen to this podcast episode in its entirety, check the Spotify link below. Thanks a bunch. So, the second campaign wasn't set in Forgotten Realms, but was instead set in a universe that was based on it, so it had a lot of the same shit. But I was like, that doesn't necessarily guarantee that it's going to be the same. Part 1 of Tabula Rasa is called Humiliation and Golf Terms. Second time DMing. First campaign included a robot designed to sell cats as a party member, trying to run a slightly more serious campaign. One of my more comedic players sits this campaign out to spend more time with the girlfriend. Suddenly becomes available during one of the sessions and wants to be written in.
Fuck it! We'll do it live!
Party is a band of dudes working dead-end jobs, blacksmith, tailor, etc., and moonlighting as adventurers on the weekend, led by former adventurer NPC, Harkness, trying desperately to relive his glory days vicariously through these guys. Main party is in the middle of a quest when the funny man returns with conveniently completed character sheet and entire backstory. My name is Zaladine Alamontes. I am a deposed young bachelor former aristocrat from the French Louisiana-inspired nation of Hecate. I'm a professional artificer and have just opened a shop downtown designing and selling magical items. I am also blind. Alright, goddamn, just roll initiative. Harkness is waiting on them when they return from their quests. Hold up, who the fuck is this guy? We talked about how secret we're trying to be, and you just bring home this random blind Creole dipshit like he's a stray dog. Oh, but he's cool, Harkness. Oh, but he's cool, Harkness. How can we expect to trust this guy when he can't even see to aim? No disrespect intended, sir, but I propose that I can shoot blind, at least as well as you can shoot with one eye. Okay, now he's fucking with the eye patch. Harkness only even has an eye patch because I don't know when to quit when it comes to backstory. Long story short, he is offended. Harkness secretly activates the hidden bullshit magical artifact +1 he keeps hidden in his eye socket under his eye patch. Swiftly flips a single throwing knife into a wood knot on a distant wall. Fine, let's see if you're up to par. Hit as closest to that dagger as you can with whatever. Wait, par? Whole party is suddenly super invested in immersion. Does golf exist in Auckland? Can we play golf? Oh my fucking god, just shoot something. Zaldun pulls out this gorgeous chromed out artificiary crossbow. Knobs, gauges, fucking macro keys. Oh my god, why are you so fucking bougie? Rolls to hit. Of course it's a fucking 20. Fires off a bolt with his head tilted back looking slightly away like goddamn Ray Charles. Hits Harkness's throwing dagger. Shatters it. Player looks at me with that dipshit off-tilt blind man stare. Was that par? One of my more quiet players pipes in. I think that was Birdie.
I don't remember who it was that piped in. I want to say it was Scott.
That was definitely Scott. And that's what made it so funny, because Scott barely ever talked. Like, he almost never talked. And he would talk like this. He would never really talk like a guy in medieval times. He'd just be like, whatever, dude, I'm just here to kill stuff. Like, and so I was just like, was that par? Oh, I think that was Birdie. Like, that's exactly how Scott fucking talks, dude. And I sure hope he listens to this, because he listened to our other podcast, commented on it.
Excellent.
It was hilarious how that worked out, because Logan had actually played in the first game, where we got one of our bullshit magical artifacts, and he didn't come after that. And he admitted later he didn't come anymore because Ian wasn't playing, and he wanted to play with Ian. He was in love with the way Ian played D&D, and he felt more comfortable whenever he was with Ian. And then Ian wound up playing later, and when Logan found out, he was, like, depressed. He was just like, aw. Part 2. If you give a rogue a cookie. About a decade ago, a group of adventurers fucked everything up for everybody. And now freelance RPG quest bullshit is illegal in Winterhaven. Everwinter Company don't give no fucks. Everwinter Company makes gold and pounds pussy all day. A Sasquatch kidnapped my brother. We'll take the case. Party is short. Some of my friends didn't show today. 3 of them trek up the mountain to take on an encounter designed for 7 people. Kill some wolves. Nice. Cross a chasm on a tree bridge. Nice. Real fucking fantasy shit. Hey, why the fuck would a Yeti kidnap a kid instead of just fucking mauling him? Nature check. That shit ain't right. Cave time. Sleepy Yeti. No boy. You'll send the quiet fucking vampire kid to sneak deeper into the cave. That's Scott. Thumbs up, chums. Let's do this. 5 minutes later, he's still not back. 10 minutes later, he's still not back. Okay, fuck it. We have to find him. They manage to sneak around inside the cave. Sudden Fey Grove inside the cave. Quaint cottage and grove. Are you boys hungry? Come on in, I've baked some cookies. Man, we're looking for our friend. Haven't seen him. Successful dialogue checks and whatnot. She pulls a frog out of a box and casts a spell on it, turning it back into our rogue. Rogue, sitting on the table with green tint lingering in his skin, nonchalantly says, Kids in the oven. Transformation time. Friendly forest ladies going turbo witch mode.
Well, about time for me to be hitting the old dusty trail.
Now here's where I fucked up. I made 2 versions of the witch because I was worried she'd be too hard. I also completely forgot that I had done this when combat rolled around. Fucking oops. Aw hell. You carry the kid and run, we'll fight the witch. Now it's 2 players against a 7-man boss. Player wakes the Yeti while trying to flee with the kid. Rogue is down to combat. Minotaur is beast mode, carrying a teenage rogue and a young boy while the warlock tries to fend off a frenzied witch and a goddamn Sasquatch.
Bail. Yep, bail.
Slide through a frozen cave running from icy hell. Run across tree bridge, barely passing checks. Run, run, run and never return. Stay away from my cave. Steer clear from my home or I'll tear your flesh and boil your bones. And that's how one of my favorite fights of all time was created completely by accident. And my players swore to return in greater numbers. And they did. So were you there for that one?
Nope.
You weren't there you were there for the second part, though.
Second part I was definitely there for.
Some context before we dig into the second part. Do you remember what your character's primary, backstory goal was?
Yeah, he was investigating the thing that we're about to go find. I'm not going to say what it is so people can find out while we actually go into it.
Okay, so Will's character's name was Drekis, and that was essentially his code name. He was a shaman, and he was an agent of the Fae operating out of Nippon. Nippon was essentially just my generic Japan. He's a shapeshifter fox man working for Japanese elves.
Life I live, baby.
Chapter 3 ends Act 1, and any hope I had of telling the story that I'd originally imagined. As such, Chapter 3 is titled, Everwinter Company Ruins Just About Goddamn Everything. Several sessions ago, my players met a Hansel and Gretel style hut witch. She handed them the worst ass beating they've ever experienced. They like to talk shit about how bad she's gonna get it next time they see her. Yeah. Roll your dice and shut your mouth. Winterhaven is a port town overlooked by the Everwinter Mountains. Adventurer guilds and all manner of mercenaries are banned. Drekis, oh wait, this next part has to be sung in the theme of dirty deeds. Drekis is a shaman for the Fae. Investigating some clues. Zeladana's every lady's bae. Wooed right out of their shoes. Got a vampire, his name's Moonscar. Argo's a minotaur. Dislo is a hot-headed dwarf and he isn't going far. That was just the worst thing you've heard today.
Arguably, but go on.
Characters have been growing more experienced through various quests, did lots of odd jobs trying to improve public opinion of adventurers, even had a really fun stealth encounter with homebrewed insta-kill mechanics. Argo stumbles upon a wanted poster in a neighboring village. Wanted, Magdalene the Trickster. The party recognizes her to be the same witch from the mountains. It's goofy time. Party mounts up and rides for the cave. Arrives at the snowy mountain pass where they picked up the Yeti tracks last time. Except the snow's melting and the trees are green, and there's 3 or 4 displacer beasts prowling around.
Toto, I have a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore.
Shaman speaks up. Let me lay down some exposition. There exist natural formations known as Fey crossings. These formations occur at bridging points between the material plane and the Feywild. Like a door, Fey crossings can be opened and closed using arcane rituals. However, the past few years have seen several reports of Fey crossings becoming jammed open. Too long, didn't read, somebody left a magic door open and we're here to close it. Why didn't you say so? Party kills the displacer beasts and begins to navigate a labyrinth in lost woods. Through the trees, they spot a distant gleaming sword, reclaimed by nature, embedded in a stone pedestal. So to them, this is just an excellent opportunity to get some sword in the stone bullshit. But I am far more excited. I swear to God, they make no checks. They're just so excited. Who's pulling it first? Well, it's gotta be the Minotaur. He plants his feet on both sides. He firmly grasps the pommel. It doesn't budge. Argo tries to pull away but can't. Hand stuck to the pommel. Handguard of the sword turns into a pair of plant-like jaws. I can't believe it's a mimic. He's screaming, the sword's screaming, the party's screaming. They manage to pry the jaws off Argo. The party deals with it accordingly.
Back up in your ass with the resurrection. Is the group harder than an erection that shows no affection? They wanna ban us on Capitol Hill, cause it's die, motherfuckers, die, motherfuckers.
Sometime later, after a rigorous trek through goddamn Jumanji, this is where the cave should be, but there's no cave. There is a chasm with a single pillar of stone in the center and a rope bridge, and it looked like there's a cottage right there on that lonely pillar of stone. Son of a bitch. The party carefully traverses the rope bridge, one at a time, passing the few minor checks along the way. Zaladin chimes in. Okay, here's the plan. I can create a clockwork bomb that I can set to detonate after a specific period of time. Moonscar and Argo need to be out of sight, since the witch has seen them before. Dislo, you knock on the door and stall her with conversation. Meanwhile, Moonscar will be climbing up onto the roof to drop the bomb down her chimney. He'll drop the bomb on my signal. It will explode and deal damage to the witch. If she survives, she'll come running out the door. Argo will clothesline the shit out of her, knocking her prone. Then we'll all curb stomp her until her feet curl up into her torso. Good plan, good plan, good plan. Knock, knock, knock. Hello, my sweetie. Would you like some fresh cookies? Hey, would like. Excuse me, dude? Well, I'm not gonna just eat any cookies, now am I? What? Can you hear me, you duck witch? It's the raisins? Lord heavens me, if you could just stop shouting, raisins, Granny, for fuck's sake! Moonscar's in position. The clock is ticking. Somebody has the bright idea to ask the blast radius of the clockwork bomb. Zaladin awkwardly checks the fine print. It's hardly 5 feet. Oh, shit. Ah, shite. What's that, dearie? Moonscar readies the bomb. He doesn't know Zaladin shit the bed. Zal has no way of communicating to him without blowing their cover. Think, Zaladin, think. Suddenly, his eyes light up. He asks, and I shit you not, does this bitch see me? I check my mental notes. She's facing away, getting these cookies out of the oven. He's been outside the entire time. She isn't aware of him. No, she doesn't see you. Zaladin comes sprinting from his hiding place, locks a bolt into his crossbow, takes aim over the dwarf's head. I'm rolling stealth to kill this bitch. Can he do that? Even had a really fun stealth encounter with homebrewed insta-kill mechanics. Oh shit, he can. A successful hit from an unseen attacker during the first surprise round of combat would be counted as a fatal blow. But he still has to beat her AC. Fuck it, make the roll. Thunk. Her body falls limp, her skull slamming face first into the pan of molten hot cookies. The party cheers. Moonscar chunks the bomb. Argo fucks the dead corpse, because of course he does. And all is well in this hot green hell. Come on, boys, let's not forget why we're here. All they have to do is find the Fey Crossing. It's an unusual flower in a pot of sand. It really stands out. In my head, I've imagined that the roots are sort of intangibly mingled with space-time or some shit. There's a ritual scroll in the corner chest that can be used to close the rift. All Drekus has to do is realize that the flower is the Fey Crossing and use the ritual to safely close it. I pull the flower out of the pot. I'm sorry, you did what? The dwarf begins to argue. No, I took the flower out of the pot, but I just did it. I thought we were still in initiative order. I would have wanted to take the flower. Fucking meanwhile, my mind's blown. The flower was supposed to be the source of the rift. They were supposed to shut it off. They ripped it out. What happens when you rip an active Fey Crossing from its roots? I would have taken the flower first if I didn't know we were out of initiative order. That's all well and good, but I've already taken the flower already. Both of you shut the fuck up. The ground is shaking. Oh fuck, earthquake. Oh fuck, earthquake. My improvising ass. The party steps outside. It isn't an earthquake. The sky itself is splitting and cracking like glass under pressure, revealing an unfathomable blackness beyond. What the shit? My party prepares to abandon all caution and cross the bridge at full tilt. I prepare to abandon all of my previously prepared plot hooks and go nuclear on my entire narrative. The weight is too much for the rickety bridge. The end closest to the witch hut snaps free and begins to swing. Checks to grab the bridge! Everyone passes theirs but Moonscar. Argo grabs him with his free hand. I've got you, little buddy. Thanks, but I know where your hands have been. Moonscar was carrying the chest. It drops. Zaladin wants the chest because it may have treasure in it. I want them to have the chest because it's the only way to stop what's happening from killing them. Hey, can I fire my crossbow with, like, rope attached? Just do it! He ties the rope to the crossbow bolt. Don't ask me how. He takes aim at the chest. He fires. He fails.
Think I'll go home now.
They race through the woods and find their horses justifiably spooked. The party mounts up and begins riding their horses as fast as they physically can. It's getting really hot really fast. The winds have changed. And now the air has gone cold. There's a crack and a sudden... The smoke clears. The wind calms. But Mount Everwinter is gone. G-O-N-E. Gone. With naught but a blackened crater where it once was. My players catch their breath. One sighs a grim realization. Damn, if they didn't like adventurers before. Yeah, this isn't good. There's a solemn quiet. The dwarf breaks the silence. So, can I have the flower now?
There's never much for me to add because of how detailed that is.
Well, you want to read the next one?
Nah, you're doing a great job. I enjoy listening.
Got any comments about that, though? Like how it felt in the middle of that? Because
It felt fucking nutty. The biggest part I remember is the stealth kill, the bomb, and the arguing over the fucking flower.
Because that really happened. Like, to go ahead and give you guys more context, like, Will plucked it. Because, of course, he's looking for weird shit, you know? Yeah. But he doesn't realize it's the Fey Crossing, because I guess we haven't really talked enough about what he could be looking for, you know? And then Drew is like, Well, I was going to pluck it. And that's happened even in our current game, where it's just like, I didn't know we were out of initiative order if I wanted to pluck it. And it's just me desperately trying to be like, guys, you're on the same team. Like, it doesn't really matter. This next one, you probably will be able to add context to.
Probably.
This next one is called Don't Cry Over Bruised Tomatoes, or How D&D Cost Me a Friend. Hey everybody, Gatsby here. It's that part of the episode where Gatsby tells you stuff about his life that you didn't ask to hear. I know that I've told you guys before that I lost my job a couple of months ago, but we had been working really hard to get back on our feet, and we're in a new house, and I've got 2 part-time jobs, and one of them is an actual partnerships coordinator job at Chrono.gg, who's been super cool to us and has helped us generate some additional revenue towards the channel in a way that doesn't seem cheesy or like these fucking memeable ass sponsorship bits that you see in people's YouTube videos nowadays and stuff like that. And they flew me out to Austin, where we talked a little bit about the future of the company, and it's been really refreshing to do something different than my other job lately. But as a consequence of all this wackiness that's been going on in my life, I have been so damn busy. I wasn't sure that I was even gonna get this video out, and this video is really just meant to be a sort of low effort appetizer to tide you over until our actual gameplay video. But then we got so busy that now the gameplay video that I'm going to crank out is also going to be a please insert content. I hope you guys don't mind. I decided that it makes a lot of sense to go ahead and make a video out of our secret neighbor stuff, because that was fucking hilarious. So I'm going to try really hard to get at least the supporter preview for that out by the end of the month, and then the actual full-length episode will be out, I don't know, 5 days, 7 days from then. Bra Up is a full-time job that we do in our free time, and it's funded thanks to people like Aster, Geek Extraordinaire, Viewer 15, Shoebill, Gabriel Darris, Soul, Benjamin Wyland, Airman 121, Cornchip the Ultimate, Captain Paradox, Sir So Yeet, Killer Anson Catbug, Isaac Svensson, Ossos, Jim Silver, David Hubbard, Real English Rage, Higiyasu, Tom Hyde, A Demigod, Everfree Magus, Random Asshole, Pack Money, Kaj, David Carter, The Mr. Mayo, and Megabyte Musings. If this is the first video you're watching, please check out some of our other shit, but don't smash the like button or anything like that, because buttons are not for smashing, they're for pressing. I appreciate you for watching all the way to the end, and thanks again.